Have you ever felt like you're hitting an invisible wall when trying to catch a woman's attention? Like she's on a whole other level, totally out of reach? Relax, it's not your fault. What makes these women seem hard to get isn't just their looks or attitude. It's how they handle the flood of attention they receive. It's like they're a VIP ticket everyone wants, but only a few can actually get. But are they really that far out of reach? Here's the raw truth. The mistake is trying to be just another one in the crowd. Most guys come in with the same tired compliments, desperate messages screaming, "Notice me, please," and an enthusiasm that's honestly outdated. It's about as appealing as a movie where everyone already knows the ending. So, how do you flip the script? How do you stand out in this sea of suitors? The key lies in intelligence, not intensity. It's about creating curiosity, not being pushy. Maybe it's a comment that takes her by surprise, or even a clever, lighthearted remark. For example, instead of saying, "You're beautiful," try something like, "You seem like someone with great stories to tell." Which one's your favorite? Boom. Just like that, you've avoided the obvious. Show her you have your own world worth exploring instead of only focusing on hers. In the end, it's not about changing who you are. It's about refining how you present yourself. Once you realize it's more about perception than perfection, things will start to fall into place. Ready to learn how to turn this attention into something real? Stick around, because we're about to break down genuine interest. One thing that complicates everything is following outdated advice that should have been retired years ago. Like thinking being the nicest guy in the world or spending loads of money will win someone over. Don't get me wrong, kindness is great. But if it comes with a "love me back" tag, it becomes a burden. And expensive gifts? Sure, they can impress, but you know what impresses more? Being genuinely interesting. Another pitfall is thinking persistence is charming. Spoiler, it's not. Chasing her like a marathon runner without a finish line just wears everyone out. Real connections aren't born from pressure. They come from mutual interest. She has to want to be there, not feel cornered. So instead of chasing, how about attracting? Ever heard of the Benjamin Franklin effect? No, it's not about $100 bills. It's about asking for simple favors to create a genuine connection. Something like, "Can you recommend a good book? I'm looking to break out of my usual picks." It might sound trivial, but it works because it creates a light, authentic moment of exchange. It's a natural way to spark interest without coming across as desperate. Here's the deal. Getting her interest isn't about being predictable or exhausting yourself trying to impress her. It's about creating interactions with chemistry on both sides. When you stop trying to be the showman and become genuinely curious about who she is, the game changes. Want to know how to put this into practice without tripping up? Stick with me. I'll show you how. You know that innocent little favor you ask for without any ulterior motives? It might just be the key to connecting with that girl who seems so out of reach. The Benjamin Franklin effect is a genius psychological shortcut. The idea is simple. When someone does you a favor, they start liking you more. Franklin used it to become friends with a political rival. If it worked with enemies, imagine how it could work with that goddess of yours, right? Here's how it works. Ask for something small like a show recommendation, a restaurant suggestion, or even her opinion on something you genuinely care about. It may seem silly, but it makes her feel like she's part of your life. It's like planting a seed of connection. These small, almost imperceptible gestures create bonds she won't even realize, but they'll make all the difference. Now, the trick is to be natural. Don't make it seem like you read this in a manual, even if you did, right? Be subtle. Ask casually and let the conversation flow. The goal isn't to impress. It's to create a genuine exchange that shows you value her opinion. That has way more impact than 1,000 cliched compliments. And here's the most interesting part. When she puts even a tiny bit of effort into you, she starts valuing the relationship more. It's instinctive. People value what they invest in. And just like that, you've got the recipe for using this effect in your favor. Now, how do you get her to invest even more? Hold on tight, because we're about to dive into the realm of desire. Forget the idea that the guy has to do everything. If you throw all your chips in alone, the game becomes unbalanced. And you know what happens when something comes too easy? People don't value it. The magic is in flipping the script and letting her invest in you too. The more energy she puts in, the more she values you. Basic psychology, my friend. Think of it this way. In poker, the bigger the bet, the more invested the player. Relationships work the same way. If you're always available, doing everything for her, and sending flowers every Monday, you'll come across more like a convenience store than an intriguing challenge. Desire is a two-way street, and for it to work, there needs to be balance. Want a practical example? Instead of being the official event organizer, pass the ball to her. Ask what she likes, let her pick something for your date, or even suggest a plan. It seems simple, but it creates a dynamic of partnership. And partnership is way sexier than submission. Plus, she'll feel like she has an active role, which makes the connection grow. The best part, it boosts your confidence too. Because at the end of the day, knowing you don't need to beg for anyone's attention is liberating. You realize you don't need to prove anything to be valued. And confidence? That's the gold standard of attraction. Ready to learn how to use scarcity to your advantage and take things to the next level? Stay tuned. The next step is a game changer. Winking face. You know when an item becomes the center of attention just because it's rare? Like that phone everyone wants but is always out of stock? The same thing happens with people. If you're always available, ready at a moment's notice, she might start thinking, does he have nothing better to do? The magic lies in using scarcity to your advantage. It's the classic less is more, but with style. Now, don't confuse scarcity with being cold or indifferent. It's about having an interesting and busy life filled with hobbies, goals, and commitments you won't drop just because she bats an eyelash. This shows you value your time, and in turn, she starts valuing it too. When your attention is seen as special, it becomes more desirable. And there's a bonus: curiosity. By not replying instantly, or ending a conversation when it's still flowing, you create an irresistible sense of mystery. It's like a TV show ending an episode on a cliffhanger, leaving you eager for the next one. This isn't manipulation, it's energy management. It's part of building a healthy connection where she also wants to win your time. Being unavailable is about being selective, not distant. It's about showing you're someone worth the effort, but not available at all times. This doesn't just spark desire, it earns respect. Want to know how to turn this into actionable steps and show her you're the prize? Stick with me because I'm about to tell you how to make it happen. It's time to move from theory to action. The first thing you need to do to increase your value? Don't be predictable. Surprise her with small gestures, like remembering something she mentioned weeks ago, or suggesting something unique to do, like an activity that shows your creative or adventurous side. These little moves are what set you apart. When planning something, make it clear you know what you want. Avoid asking, what do you want to do? First, check her availability, then suggest something with confidence, always leaving room for adjustments. This shows initiative without being overbearing. And here's another tip. End conversations or dates on a high note. Say something like, "This was amazing, but I have to get up early tomorrow. Let's pick this up later." That leaves her wanting more. Also, invest in yourself. It might sound cliche, but it's true. The more you work on your career, health, and passions, the more interesting you become. People with clear goals and the drive to achieve them have a unique glow. It's not just about impressing others. It's about building your own self-esteem. And confidence? That's naturally attractive. The final touch? Every action you take should reinforce who you already are. It's not about doing more to please. It's about doing better to stand out. Show her you have priorities and know how to balance your life without losing yourself for anyone. Now that you have the tools to act, the next step is to adjust your mindset so this becomes second nature. Ready? Let's move forward. What really sets a man apart in the dating game? It's not the car, the bank account, or the six-pack. It's mindset. And I'm not talking about being committed to someone else. I mean being committed to yourself. When you're clear on who you are, what you want, and where you're headed, you exude a confidence that's practically magnetic. It's the kind of energy that doesn't need words to be felt. It all starts with emotional stability. When you can listen without needing to win the argument or react calmly when things don't go your way, that's gold. This approach shows you're grounded and not dependent on validation. A conversation where you genuinely pay attention without seeming desperate to please already puts you in the league of the few who stand out. And let's be real, body language is your ultimate business card. Don't slump in your chair or avoid eye contact. Stand tall, maintain steady eye contact, and move with confidence. These things speak volumes without you saying a word. A guy who's comfortable in his own skin naturally draws attention. It's a fact. If you're unsure, try speaking slower and avoid crossing your arms the next time you're talking to her. Small tweaks, big results. But here's the reality. This mindset isn't something you switch on with a button. It's an ongoing process of growth. You focus on your goals, align your actions with your values, and commit to becoming a better version of yourself every single day. When you embody this attitude, people can't resist. Want to know how to turn all this into an irresistible lifestyle? Hang tight. We're heading to the final step. We've arrived at what truly matters you. There's no point in trying to conquer the world if you haven't first conquered yourself. And no, this doesn't mean changing to please anyone. It means polishing the amazing qualities you already have. When you live with purpose, take care of yourself, and chase something bigger, you naturally attract and inspire those around you. Good energy is contagious. Start by being honest with yourself. Ask, what am I good at? Where can I improve? Invest in hobbies that challenge you and habits that make you proud. Whether it's learning something new or committing to a workout routine, the point is simple. When you feel good about yourself, it shows. And how? After all, who doesn't want to be around someone who lives with enthusiasm and brings fresh ideas to the table? The next step is consistency. It's no good being the amazing guy only on weekends or when someone's watching. Growth has to be a genuine commitment to yourself. When you improve your health, knowledge, and habits daily, you set a standard that naturally attracts people who share that same energy. It's like a magnet. Those on your level will connect effortlessly. And here's the secret: authenticity. Don't try to be someone you're not. Live your truth. The conquest, it'll come as a byproduct of being so well aligned with yourself that impressing anyone else stops being the focus. What matters now is, what will your first step be? Think about it, take action, and come back to share your story. Now, here's a message that could change your life with women. Imagine having the secret to make any woman fall head over heels for you. Yes, it's real and within your reach with the Obsession Method. This revolutionary method promises something few can achieve, triggering such deep and irresistible desire that she'll want to be with you without hesitation. No complicated tricks, no drastic changes, just a precise set of techniques to naturally and powerfully ignite feminine desire. Think about knowing you can win over anyone you want without relying on luck or endless failed attempts. With the Obsession Method, you don't need to be the richest or the most handsome guy. All you need is access to the step-by-step guide to creating this intense, passionate connection. It's time to turn this promise into reality and join a select group of men who've discovered the true secret to attraction. Check out the comments below and start making this change today. And if you liked this video, make sure to subscribe to the channel and check out the next video playing on the screen.